Just 17 miles on the 405 freeway separate UCLA and Cal State Northridge, two programs whose history dates back to 1977. The 9th-ranked Bruins, with a perfect 9-0 mark at home, welcome the Matadors to Easton Stadium for a midweek tilt as the Big Ten takes on the Big West in their pitch counts. And she'll try to keep that going here today as she induces a shallow pop-up on the first pitch, and it's held onto by Kate Blunt, making her first career start as a Bruin.
In postseason, I know Coach Kelly Inouye Perez is looking for all of them to work all together.
That's going to drop just in front of Clements. It's a one-out single for Rhea Furtada.
Some time off. I know she got banged up over the course of the time she was out east, but they're probably just giving her some time to rest and just recuperate so that she can come back at full strength.
Yeah, Kanaya leads the nation. Leon on the 0-2, flies it into center, charging forward is Clements. And so Tinsley's able to work around one hit in the first inning. Defense gets the job done. The captain. 1-2. Great pick over by Jersey Liana to record the first out.
That's a very quick twitch play, especially with the speed of Jess Clements.
Nevada, a couple of common opponents for UCLA. And an unassisted tag for Gisela Vargas Sandoval as we take a look at the defense for CSUN. TV in the hotels, trying to stay warm, perhaps mentally.
I can make my guesses on what reality TV shows they were watching. Probably The Bachelor.
The Bachelor, Temptation Island.
That's a good one, too.
As Woolery draws a 5-pitch wall junior campaign. Grant right back up the middle where she saw it. Woolery is going to chug along for third and will be held up there. Grant is cut off at first after a bobble has had an effect. Slip rips one into the gap in left center. That's going to drop and score Woolery. Grant is going to be held up at third. But Riley Slimp delivers in the first inning, an RBI double to open up the scoring for UCLA.
And exactly like we just talked about, we knew Riley Slimp was going to be able to get on. Just her consistency and her batting average is speaking for itself. But she does a really great job of being able to find that gap in the left center gap. But also, just knowing the type of freshman that you have on your hands, she's a very matured hitter. And like you said, the older players, the more veteran players are being able to.
On the remainder of the season, flies one, drifting into right center. Jackson's on the move, and so the damage is held to just one run. But the freshman continuing to earn trust with this UCLA lineup, giving the Bruins an early 1-0 lead.
But it's also really valuable as a coach and even grad assistant to be able to learn those things from different places, different programs.
Infield pop-up, and you're right, Charlize, the softball has found the glove. And we just got word that it hit our friendly production crew in their truck as well. All systems go, though, as Tinsley gets another strikeout looking here in the second. And Tinsley gets it softly hit up the middle. Blunt is on the move and hoses her down. Quick 6-3 put out and a quick 3-up, 3-down for Tinsley and the defense.
Very passionate about the sport and willing to learn and willing to help the pitchers in any way that they can. So she has two great choices on a day-to-day basis, which is, I know Coach I is really happy about that. At times it's hard to just rely on just a ton of time with the women's baseball league. She's played in the summer with that team and always is getting her reps at shortstop, and she's just a day-to-day player that you know is going to consistently come with a ton of good vibes. And every time I saw her at the field, I was always happy.
But if she can continue to contribute in this meaningful way at the bottom of the lineup, this team is going to continue to be even harder as she flies one into center. Jackson is there to make the catch, but it's also about building confidence throughout the rest of the season because they'll need her during this final stretch. Extra emotion, she said, not really. Cal State Fullerton would be the only team where she feels some type of way. Runner's gonna go, the pitch is out, and the tag will not be made, and the speed of Lauren Hatch takes advantage with the two
West teams that she's faced before, and you do kind of have those teams that you don't love to see win or love to see on the field at times.
Hatch is waved home. Clements on the throwback to second is safe. Dove for the bag, and she deals another run across as UCLA extends their lead to 2.
Heads up play by the first baseman, who's the cut, coming in the center of the field, just because Lauren Hatch was already at home. She was going to be safe, so quick play, but I wish she would have kind of anticipated the throw a little earlier. I think she would have been able to get her footing and deliver a lower throw to be able to get Jess Clements out at second.
Pola is able to shoot one into the gap in right center. That's going to score Clements. A bobble by Jackson in center. And the baton is passed once again. A 3-0 lead for UCLA.
And Savannah Pola just continues to tack on to her doubles count. She's the queen of doubles, always finding a gap, always finding the wall. But you've really seen her throughout even their spring break trip. You've seen her really just blossom and feel so comfortable at the plate. She's simple, not trying to do too much. Their bodies are probably fatigued, but doing a good job of just putting the ball in play.
Sliced into right, and Furtado makes the catch. But the Bruins continue to tack on 2 additional runs here in the second. It's been all UCLA through the first 2. On to the third here in West.
And her spin would be my biggest thought as a hitter walking in against Taylor Tinsley.
That bunt is going to stay fair. It's got a lot of side spin to it, and she's able to beat out the throw. So move. So this was the angle that we looked at before. And she is called out. That's popped up to Blunt again. Third easy catch for her in the infield.
Ton of action for Kate Blunt in her first.
Just one hit for CSUN. They haven't gotten anything going here until now. That's got a chance. No, it does not. Pola said, hold my beer. Submitting her audition tape to Cirque du Soleil with that catch. Inning, though. Ultimately earned the loss. Inheriting this time a 3-0 deficit as Grant is able to work a walk on the first full count situation. This is via being hit by pitches. You talked about Megan Grant leading the team in traditional walks. As Slimp, it's going to loft just over the head of Liana, but Jackson is diving on it to make the catch. Ramirez all as the designated player. Took her a long time to work back from the injury. One flip to second. The relay is a rise, so Ramirez will reach base on the fielder's choice, but they do knock out Curro at second. They're trying to build Ramirez's confidence back up as a hitter. Start there and get the running portion going. Mujica grounds out to Vargas Sandoval at first to end the innings. And is just able to chip it into the opposite left field as the defense in the infield was pinching in. And a leadoff single for 1-2 from Tinsley. That's slicing high and deep into right. Back is Terry, and it will escape the wall. And it's another 2-run home run for Tiara Westbrook against this Bruins team. It's 3-2.
Tiara Westbrook is no stranger to Easton Stadium. Like you said, her second 2-run home run here in Westwood, and just looked like she got underneath it, but just got enough of it to be able to square it up and get it over the fence. It was a firm pitch that she hit and was able to get enough barrel on it to send it out of here.
4th home run of the year for Westbrook for a team that doesn't hit many. Just 10 now on the season, as that's just a routine fly ball into center for Clements. It drifted at the very end, conceding a couple of runs. She bounced back but has had to overcome a little bit of adversity this season, as that's going to be punched into right. Just escaped the glove of Pola, who had just come up with a tremendous play in the third inning.
Level, just because she got to learn that from Megan Faramo in her freshman year, but she's also been able to keep that culture strong in the bullpen.
Strikes out Padilla for the second time. That's her third punch out of the game.
She's expecting them to swing at it, and a lot of them have laid off of it.
They couldn't lay off it that time. Tinsley's able to strike out the final two batters, Padilla and Jackson. But Westbrook pulls the Matadors within one on her fourth homer.
Just rewrite history for the program, but also being able to cheer on one of your very own. Gabrielle Hawkes was just a big part of sending that team to the Final Four, and just being able to cheer her on and see her do her thing on the
judgment pitch coming to Terry. And Alonso gets all of the arm, and so the judgment has been served. Wind picking up, a tough bounce and a flip to make in time. Liana de Flores able to lay down the foot to cut down Caitlin Terry, as the wind picked up right after contact was made. Clements reaches on the fielder's home run to Trendy Kahunahana to begin the bottom of the 11th. As Pola is going to just flare one right into the glove of Liana. And the defense holds firm. The bats for CSUN. 2 count to Larissa Flores, who had initially thought she beat out a throw from Mujica to first, and the changeup cuts her down. Terry with her fourth punch out of the night.
Changeup in the game. I mean, she would throw it in any count. She always says that she was super confident in that pitch, but it's so easy to step up to BP and think.
It's been bouncing back beautifully. Deuces a shallow blooper, and Blunt is able to slide over to make the play. So she's retiring the side. Quick 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 5th.
Innings, and been able to exhaust just a long amount of time in the games to be able to just hold teams and ultimately at some points win the games. But these pitchers know how to be able to go for a long amount.
Grant drives one into the gap in left center. It's playable off the wall. Pinedo digging for third. Now Grant, fortunate, not in a pickle situation, as the first baseman, Vargas Sandoval, started
the ball well. So you kind of bank your money on the fact that they're gonna be able to produce for your team.
Off the wild pitch, though, Grant capitalizes and is able to take second. Pinedo thought about it over at third, but wisely held up. Hard hit right back up, and a throw to home is awry. Pinedo scores on the force play attempt, and Alexis Ramirez with her second run driven in this season. It's a 4-2 ball game here in the 4th as the bases stay loaded.
And she was able to knock it down so it wouldn't get into the outfield, but just a lot of BP, most of the BP, I would say. But Bubba Nichols has been able to jump in there a few times. Will Oldham is able to put his arm in a circle and deliver some pitches. And you know, Coach Lisa can already put her arm in a circle.
So she walks in a run. That'll score Grant from third. Back-to-back runs for the Bruins. And shoots one up the middle. That's going to score Slip. Maggie Daniel is waved home, and a 2 RBI single for Hatch as Mujica takes third. And Castro with her third and fourth RBIs of the season. It's a 7-2 ball game here in Westwood.
Did exactly what she was called up to do. They wanted a little bit more power coming into a situation with bases loaded to be able to get the ball through the infield, and she did exactly that. She sent it up the middle.
Certainly a capable hitter. On the 2-1, that's shot into center all the way, and it's caught by Jackson. Holds the runners at bay, and there's one gone here in the 5th.
Super important.
Clements fires one over the head of Carmen and left. Mujica will come home to score an RBI double for Clements. And the Bruins sensing the moment here in the fifth. It's been one knock after another. An infectious attitude here. And they're closing in on the 33rd win of the season as they move team in multiple hits. Of course, hit that solo go-ahead home run in the fifth inning in Game 3 against Purdue the last time they played in this stadium. Rips one into right center. That's going to score Blunt and Clements and Pola. Powers UCLA here in the fifth. And powers them to their 33rd win of the season. Was waiting patiently to see both teams jog out. And a 7-run spot to ice it in Game 1 of their doubleheader.
Savipola doing what Savipola does best, is getting that double and just delivering for the Bruins here for now their 19th mercy rule in the season, catching up to the record, the 21st. They have 21 in the record for the program of mercy rules, just catching up to it very quickly here now in conference.
They take down the Matadors, who kept it close through the first 4, but they blow it open with a crooked number 7 in the fifth inning to improve to 33-5 and collect their 5th straight win of the season.